It didn't seem like you were worried about or loyal to any particular number over the years. I think I saw like number one, number three, number 74, and even the number 112 early on. Where did the number 112 come from? Where'd you get
112
that?
came because back in the day, that's how many cars we had in sportsman cars. Like when I had the
Hold on a minute.
57.
You're saying there were 112 sportsman cars at one race?
Well, I can't say they were all at one race, but there was 100. When I went to get my number, 112 was the best number I could get because all these numbers were taken already. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, we had 100. We had 100 sportsman cars every night. 80, 90 cars all the time.
That's amazing.
If you weren't in the top 18 to qualify, you didn't make the feature. See, that was important.
You talk about sending them home. Oh God.
Well, they all got the race, but they only got the race one race, the
Sure.
heat race, which was probably 8 laps, 6, 8 laps.
They didn't.
That was done. They were done for the night. Then you went home. And that's why it was so important, and that's why I was good at qualifying. So I always ended up in the top three, unless I had some kind of an issue or a problem. But I probably missed one or two features out of my whole life for that.
You were one whale of a qualifier.
Yeah.
We're qualifying. You know how today, in these modern late models or modern race cars, there is a specific qualifying setup, and then there's this specific longer haul race setup. Were the setups different back then? Did you qualify in your race setup, or did you?
Everything. Never changed the
You
car.
didn't change anything, did you?
I just drove different.
Oh, isn't that
See,
something?
that was when I was qualifying, I just drove the car different, and when I come to race, I just drove different. And you never go fast sideways. Remember that. You always go fast.
Even though you're on dirt and it looks cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, a lot of times I qualify or even racing, especially in qualifying, go into the corner. If everything going good, you stay on it. But if you're out of control and a good driver, I shouldn't say good driver because it makes me sound like a real badass driver, but
Well, you were.
good driver is, if it got out of control, I'd never let it get out of control hard. I could tell it was out of control. I'd straighten it out and keep on going. If you go to the point where you got to slam on the brakes to make the corner, well, that ain't no good. Then you're really screwed up. You lost,
Sure.
hundreds of seconds go in a hurry. Thousands, they run off in a hurry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one little screw up in qualifying, and you can lose 10 spots in a hurry. You know what I mean?
Got it.
It ain't like I was nuts about racing. I just, if it would look like rain and I was at home, I'd go to the racetrack. Unless I got an official word and it was raining all day, I'd go to the frickin' track. I don't care how much the sun was out there. I'd go to the racetrack till the last dog was hung because I was not going to miss a night of racing no matter what.
Doesn't sound like you missed a day at work or a night at the track.
No, I never missed a night at work or a night at the track.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. What is racing doing wrong today?
Well, first of all, the cost is out of control. The cost is out of control. You know that it takes. They got these late models now, and I hate to say it, $1,000 and more for a shock absorber.
For one shock.
Or one shock absorber.
Can you imagine? You
A
never
thousand-
spent $1,000 on your your first Sportsman in the year.
Oh God, no! Didn't even spend. My first race car motor, by the way, was built. I had the motor done, and I don't know if they balanced it. I thought it was balanced for $271. That was what my motor cost me to have it done. I run a 312 Ford with a 4-barrel right out of the junkyard. Everything was out of the junkyard. I spent no money. So the whole car.
Nothing's out of the junkyard now,
No.
and costs, as you say, are out of control. And they are. Even motor. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you want a good late model motor, you're talking 50, 60 grand. Can you imagine?
Yeah, 50 grand.
Yeah.
45, 55 grand. That's what they cost right today. They get $8, $9, $10,000 to overhaul them. That's all they do is put rings and bearings in there. If you go with a crank, then it's another 5 grand probably.
Is there anything that racing is doing right today?
They try to do it right, but how do you police everything? I mean, and if you don't police it, that's the other problem. If you don't police it, then everybody's out of control cheating. So where the hell does it stop and start? Back in the day, we had Fords and Chevrolets and a few Chryslers involved there. All right. So, and then Toyota come in, and a lot of people don't like Toyotas that much, but they did what they had to do. And you take racing, why I think it's sucking now is because the young people growing up never grew up in our area, and they don't. It was either Fords or Chevrolet, da 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 da, and it was a big deal. The kids today growing up, they don't. They could care less about a Ford or a Chevrolet. They're driving a Honda or a Toyota or something small that hangs on the ground, and you know what I mean. That's their thing. Everything is changing. You try to blame one thing on the whatever, you know what I mean? You can't. The whole thing is they let it get out of control. You know, I remember in the sportsman days we had a rule of a 6-inch tire. All right, and the guys would come there. Well, we need a 7-inch tire. Why you need a 7-inch tire? Well, we'll go faster. You know what? And it was always the guys that never went anywhere to start with. They always said, "Well, if we get a 10-inch tire, we're going to beat Frank Smith because he's only got a 6-inch tire." Because if you look back, you can go back through any history at any racetrack and you look back, guess what? It's always the same guys on the top. Do you ever think about that?
Yeah, yeah.
And why? Apparently they're a little better driver. They do whatever, you know. I had a friend that, Jacob Dolan, he come in one time, he's a good friend of mine. And he still laughs about this. That's why I bring it up, because he came in one night and I forget what track we're at, and I'm like, why did you come in? He said, the car ain't handling. I said, so what? I said, why did you come in? He said, the car ain't handling. I said, well, go back out there. Why? I said, you make it handle. What do you mean you make it handle? You work on it till you make it handle. If it don't work, then you do it something to make it work. You know?
Drive it different?
You drive it different. If the thing is pushing real bad into the corner, and drive it in hard. I used to drive it was gonna push. I drive it in hard and hit the brakes and pitch it and stand on it as hard as you can. Because it had a turn in, you know. If you get the back wheels turning, you know, it'll come around.
Yeah.
You know. You drive it different, that's all, you know. And people laugh about that, but that's the way you had to do it. If it didn't work, you just drive the son of a gun different, you know.
About how old were you when you hung it up?
Probably like 15 years ago, whatever that
So
was.
you raced till you were nearly 70?
Pretty close to that, yeah.
Wow. That's
I
remarkable.
I quit actually in 2002 or 2003 when Hales Corners closed up.
Was it difficult to give it up and walk away from it?
Not that bad.
No, it wasn't?
The work is too much and the costs start going crazy.
Of course.
They start paying all this money. You know, the wheels are $200-300 for a wheel now, and $150 for a tire, and $1,000 for one shock absorber.
My God.
You know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. A brand new car, late model today, like I'm running out in the garage here. A brand new one, key ready to turn without a motor and a transmission and a radiator probably. A turnkey is probably, I think they're $47,000 or $49,000.
Doesn't sound like you're going to go late model racing anytime soon.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to my rocket ship.
Okay, so it wasn't that difficult to give up. That's interesting.
Well, that makes it a lot easier because you know, the very last one of the last races I won at, I wasn't even supposed to drive because I had a heart condition and I had a stent put in the day before, and it was an old timers race, so we just went out there and kind of run around all right in the back. So I went to Plymouth, and while I was at Plymouth, the doctor said no racing. I said okay, that's fine. But my daughter, of course, it's like this with the doctor, you know, they're really close. So I go out there and I take a few practice laps, and the car ain't handling very good. So I told the guys, look, take this weight out, that weight out, because I weigh enough, and take 10 turns out of left rear. What are them cars doing out on a track? They're racing. What do you mean they're racing? We never had a setup like this where we race first, you know. No, they're racing. You're next. What are you talking about? I'm next. You got to get out there and race. I'm like, no shit. So I'm jumping a car really quick. This all happened in minutes, all right? So I'm in the car and they're like, hurry up, you got to get out there. I'm like butting up and everything, and the guys are doing, and they're like, come on. I was only supposed to start in the back, all right? That was the thing, because I had a heart problem. Come on, come on. So they're coming, come on, come on. They're yelling at me, and all the cars are out there, and I'm driving through, and like, you have a number that they pick for you, all right? So you had to start wherever the number was. Well, I don't even know what the number is, so I'm just driving through there, and they're like, come on, come on, come on. Next thing I hear, I'm sitting on the pole, on the inside pole. I'm like, holy shit, I ain't even supposed to be out here. What the hell am I doing out here, really, you know? Well, I guess the race started, and the race went, and I ended up winning the heat race, and my neck was hurting so bad. I couldn't even see the racetrack anymore because they all had them things to hold your head up. And mine, I didn't have one in my car.
Oh my
And
God.
I didn't race for a long time, and my neck was hurting so bad. I'm like this, laying down,
Oh,
looking like,
that sounds painful just listening because
yeah,
you
I'm
look at.
looking like, where the hell is the racetrack? I'm laying like this, you know, and I'd have never made it another lap. I made it the last two laps by the skin of my teeth, you know.
I mean, you come from that era when you didn't have anything to put your head against.
Yeah, the
You didn't
headrest,
have
yeah,
seats that held you up.
yeah. Oh
You
yeah,
you
no,
you didn't have power steering in the
no,
beginning.
no.
You held yourself up in the driver's cockpit
Yeah,
with the steering wheel, and oh, by the way, you had to drive the car too. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how you guys didn't fall out of the seat
It
regularly.
was really simple back in the day. Everybody used to complain about it. I don't know, maybe because I was a farm kid and I was, I mean, I worked hard, I mean,
Sure.
work was no big deal, and I went to work. Everybody was crying about the job, how hard it was. I'm like, you guys get paid for this? This ain't no frickin' job. You want a real job? I'll show you what a real job is. I didn't say anything, but that's what
You
I'm
were thinking
thinking.
it,
You're
yeah.
getting paid for this, and you're complaining about that lousy wrench is too heavy? Yeah, when I first started, we didn't even have a pair of belts that went over the top.
I know you
Just
just
a
had the
seat
lap
belt.
belt,
Just one on the bottom, that was it. There was no seat belts up here.
cheap helmet, just a lap belt, no power steering,
No power
no
steering.
seat, nothing to hold you up.
Not no, yeah.
I don't know how you guys did it.
It was easy for
It
me.
was
It was
easy.
simple. Guys would be crying 50 lappers. Oh, how did you do it? How did I do it? I'll go another 50 laps. That don't bother me. I don't care. It was simple.
That's that's crazy. You miss it?
uh, a little bit, but not a lot.
No.
Because I watch these guys and friends of mine put money on top of money and top of money. I mean,
Doesn't
money.
make sense to you, does it?
And the worst part of it is they ain't going as fast as they should be. And they can blame it onto this, they can blame it onto that, and I have some friends that said you had to run a Chevrolet motor at the certain tracks, and if you didn't do that, you couldn't win. I'm like, well, first of all, you ain't close enough to worrying about a Chevrolet motor. First, get closer to the front if that's the problem. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Get if you can finish second and third or fourth or fifth every night, and then you're blaming it onto the motor. It ain't like the Chevrolets had a lot of power. It was a crate motor. Yeah, they were a little bit lighter in their front end and this and that. Well, I'll tell you what. When I ran Fords, they're always heavier than Chevrolets. The guys I was running a 312, they were running 327s, and they were running 406s. They were running 400. They were like 150 horsepower. Everybody 150 horsepower more than I had, and I was still winning with the car I had. Still. I mean, it wasn't the horsepower. I think with the handling and just driving. It just you gotta drive the car different. If it ain't working, then you just do something different. Years I never changed my setup in that car. Can you believe that?
I can't believe that
I
because
can't.
setups evolve over the years.
I know. I never changed it. Every year after year, that car never really changed setups. The front end stayed the same.
That's
Never
amazing.
worked on it.
I've never heard that before. When you go into Milwaukee or in the area, general area, do people stop you
No.
and recognize you?
I'm 80
from-
years old. Them people,
You're 80, yeah, but
84. They don't even know who the hell I am anymore.
does anyone
And
know who you are
Oh yeah, all people your
around
age,
here?
60, 70-year-old guys. I see people all the time come up. Hey, are you Frank Smith? Yeah. just at the car show last week, and it happens quite often.
Yeah.
Are you Frank Smith? Or you are the Frank Smith? Oh my God! Da 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 da. You know, it's just.
But not from the young kids.
They didn't know. They don't know shit, and they care less.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I drive that '57 Ford down the road. You know what? The young kids don't even turn their head. You get guys like me, you or older people.
I'm gonna look at that.
Hey, look at that thing. That's cool, man. That's cool. You know, and they give you a thumbs up all the time. Or you know, you meet older guys on a motorcycle, they'll wave thumbs up if they see you coming.
Yeah.
The young kids, they could freaking care less about that car.
Isn't
They
that
don't
something?
give a- If I was coming down the road in a rice grinder, like, they'd probably say hi, you know?
It's no wonder racing is beginning to hurt for race fans.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're not building new ones like we used to.
No, you know? That
Yeah.
was the big thing back in the day. If you had a Ford or Chevrolet or a Dodge, you know?
Loyal to a brand,
Yeah.
you know, that was a big deal.
Yeah, that last race I won, and the kid that finished behind me was my son.
Oh, Robert? Really?
Yeah.
Father, son, 1-2?
Huh?
1-2 in the finish? Father and
Yeah,
son?
in that heat race.
Oh, a heat
I
race?
wasn't supposed to be in there. I'm going to tell you that. No, because he ain't going to want to hear about it. He ain't heard word one of was to this day. Yeah.
This is where you work on your stuff?
Yeah. As you can see, I went to a couple auctions, bought a bunch of oil.
What do we got in here?
I have a 63 Ford with a 390. I bought this car at an auction.
That's a 63 Ford?
Yep. I had a 427. This is only a 390.
And are you
Speed.
restoring it?
Not really. I'm gonna restore it so I can sell it. Probably. Here. This is what it looked like when I got it. I left it there that way.
Wow.
Sat in the barn for 25 years about.
You're gonna leave it like that?
No, just till I get it ready to
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Right now, I just wanted to see people the difference.
I
That
got
whole
you.
car looked like that.
Really? And you got it all polished up? The parts that go with the car?
It starts and runs right now, but there's the headlights and all that. I gotta put the front end on the interiors out of it because it didn't come with
Look
one.
at this big old tank.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
I got a rim in there. I sit on that blanket to move it around. See it? It's a stick shift and a
Mm-hmm. This is a 390, you said?
yeah, 390. Yeah.
It says Thunderbird on that valve
Yeah,
cover.
I know that's the way they came though. That's what
Oh.
they said, Thunderbird.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe they replace it. I couldn't really be honest with you because I don't know, but it does run.
Oh, Fairlane. Okay.
This car here was running. It's very clean and solid. It was running at Rock Falls Speedway. They actually was a drag strip car
Oh.
to start with. So
Rock Falls Raceway.
yeah. Here's my Ford sign, Hank. I really like my Ford sign.
Oh,
I
that's
gotta take a
nice.
picture of that.
That's beautiful. That's a four. Wait a minute. That's a 427. Where's that? What are you gonna do with that?
I'll show you when we get in the other garage.
Okay.
2 4-barrels on here.
Whoa. We're going in the chicken coop.
Yep, we're going in the chicken.
I don't hear any chickens.
All this stuff belongs to the 64 Ford in here. A lot of new shit, a lot of old shit.
You got a lot of work to do, mister.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's waiting for me to die so they can get their hands on it.
Well, I'm not. Don't put me on that list.
Everybody but you.
That's right. Whoa. What do we got here? What am I looking at?
This is a 64 Ford R-Code car with 427 and 2 4-barrels. Look how solid this car is.
You been working on this one?
Slow.
Slow, yeah.
I got everything for it. It's all I gotta do is put it back.
But you got all the pieces and parts?
Yeah. 95% of them. 99.
So is this a rare piece?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Anytime you get a R-Code with 2 4-barrels on a 427, it's a rare. There's only how many of these?
Got a lot of them, I mean.
Probably 10 or 12 or so.
How often do you work on it? You said slow.
About as often as I see you.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm starting to get it.
I went to Bristol with
You ran Bristol in this car?
this very car here. This is the one
Wow.
that crashed so bad, and then they straightened it all out.
No, that's when they put dirt on Bristol like
Dirt on
20 years
Bristol.
ago.
Yep.
So you would have been in your mid 60s then,
Yeah,
and you ran well.
I run pretty damn good.
What are you
there.
gonna do with this old car?
I don't know.
Huh.
There's a really good motor in it.
Yeah.
Makes 750 horse.
Wow.
That's all I do. Look
That
at
thing, look how big it is. That thing is a tank.
how big it is.
Jesus. What is that?
It's a 63 Ford 390 convertible.
My goodness. No. Well, what's this?
A 57 T-Bird with a
A 57 T-Bird?
The guy's gonna repaint it for me this summer. I got all brand new bumpers for it. Cost me $700. It's cost me about $1,500 at least to redo this thing.
This is a 57 Ford?
Just like the one you raced, 2-door sedan.
Just like the one you raced. Well, that's beautiful.
Two-door sedan.
Wow. Have to get a better look at this. Is it run?
Better believe it.
Yeah, do you ever get it out and drive it?
I had it out twice. Last week I was out with it. Took it to a car show, a Ford car show.
Wow. Did you restore this?
Yeah, I pretty much did most of it.
Wow.
Had the bumpers re-chromed because it's only got 25,000 miles on it.
25,000 miles. I love the steel dash.
Yeah, but
That's
I put
so
new interior
cool.
because all original material is in there.
But that's a newer interior, huh?
Brand new interior, but the same as it came with, not different. It's the
Right,
same,
right.
Same design and
Gotcha.
everything.
That is really sharp. Beautiful.
Yeah, there's only 25,000. I bought it with 21,800 miles.
This is a 57, right?
Yeah.
Which would have been the same two-door sedan you raced with all those years.
Exact same car, yeah.
All original?
All that is original. The grill is original. The only thing I had the bumpers re-chromed because they were scratched up.
Those grills look like they could talk. Where are we going, Frank?
Well, we're gonna go down around Memory Lane. This is where I drive my old cars around back.
Okay.
in here.
Holy, look at this.
Yeah.
Talk about the obstacle
Truck has
course.
12,000 miles on it.
You're on a 9-acre property here? Is that the deal?
9-acre property. That's my plow truck. This is my dump truck. That's an old beater that I run around with. That's an old boat. This is where I pile up my junk and then I sell it down here.
Are you a junk man?
I'm a junk man too, but not like Wes Ecker though. He's a real junk man. I'm a
You're-
mediocre junk man. And then this goes down in through here. You got a bunch of old cars and shit.
This is all your property back here?
Yep, this is all my property.
Wow. And you cut all this.
Yep, I cut this with the lawnmower. My land goes out there into the
Corn?
corn. Oh yeah, I make
Oh.
a racetrack around here once in a while.
It's a dirt track too.
Then this is where I use my dirt track. I come
Whoa,
down
whoa, whoa,
through
whoa,
here.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Where we oh, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Okay. Oh man, that was a drop off.
Yeah, this is my dirt track.
Woo! Don't do that again, please. Once is enough for me. Holy mackerel. That's the bone. I felt like I was on a Wisconsin Dells duck there.
Yeah.
Woo! I don't want to do it again.
No, we're not gonna.
Okay.
Do it. We're not gonna do it again.
Yeah.
I promise you not that you won't go down that one again.
Woo!
That was
Lord.
a good one, eh? It's fun.
No, that was too good. I don't need them that good.
Now this I got another big one.
I don't want to go on it. No, sir.
It ain't quite finished.
No, I'm
I'm
done.
gonna take you back up here where you were. You wanted.
I thank you for all your time today,
All right.
Frank.
Hey,
We did. I enjoyed my day with you. I really did. I'm very grateful to spend some time with you.
All right.
I don't know about that last hill though. That scared the
Did you have
crap.
the
I
tape
didn't
on?
know it was coming.
you
There
have
was,
it on, the
there was
tape?
no. Yeah, I had it on, but I might have been looking at the floorboard because the way it jerked on me. But man, oh man, I didn't see that one coming. But listen, thanks for everything.
Okay, not
I
a
appreciate
problem.
you, Frank.
I'm gonna
Champion.
go- Yeah. Okay. Run it back there, and I'll meet you at your car.
Okay. Frank's got a lot of friends around here. Dogs and about 16 cats.